What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. The season pass for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is complete with the release of Shadow of Doom. The Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom are now playable, and there is also a secret character, so if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, maybe come back a little bit later. But we do have 52 characters, technically 51, and I think it's a pretty good mix of characters when you consider everything. You know, some of these characters have been used before in Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, and I know there are some people that really wish a lot of the non-playable characters were playable, but this is what we have, and it's a pretty good list, I think. I had a really enjoyed playing as a lot of these characters. Obviously, I wish Nova was playable, and it's a tease to see him in the game, but I think this is it, guys. I wish I could be more positive. I don't think we're going to be getting any other characters. I just don't get a good vibe off of it. I'd love to be wrong, but I don't see it happening. But we'll see. But for now, with the season pass wrapped up, I figured it was a good time to start off with another top 10 list of favorite characters. And oh my goodness, the DLC was definitely good, because that bottom row is stacked with a bunch of characters replacing people from the previous list. And I even had my number one character drop a slot from compared to the first list. There's a character that I enjoyed a little bit more as I played the game more, and that'll be reflected in my top 10 list. So you know, really great eclectic roster. This is not me saying these are the best characters. They're just the characters that I think I enjoy the most. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into it. Also, let me know who your top favorite characters are in the game. And yeah, let's go. At number 10, we have Mr. Fantastic. This is going to be very, very, very Fantastic Four heavy. Now, I don't know how you get this costume yet, but we're working on it. Reed has his Future Foundation costumes and his traditional Fantastic Four. He is a spin-to-win master. If you thought Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, was good with the spin-to-win, he is like Kamala Khan on steroids. And, you know, there's a lot of really cool stuff with him. You've got all of his attacks leveled up here. And I don't know, man. Reed is just a really fantastic addition to the game. So as you can see, Mr. Fantastic here just slingshots away with his attacks. This is just his regular heavy attack. Just swinging those arms. But then when you actually get into some of his moves, look at this. You can sit here and spam his entire attack all the way through and just crush people. I mean, it does burn the meter quite a bit, but it's still pretty awesome. You got this roll move, which is nice. And then your spin to win. Now, he does burn out of energy, obviously. So we do need to get some more. I am commenting on this while actually playing it. I do love his little float move. That reminds me of Marvel Heroes so much. And then you got his little roll move. And I think I missed one move, actually. I'm trying to synergize. Obviously, playing with the Fantastic Four is definitely clutch, because they synergize well together, as you would imagine. I am trying to do his bottom move, which I don't think I've actually. There you go. So there you have it, Mr. Fantastic, and then we'll synergize. There you go. Do a little spin to win. And then you hit his ultimate right here on Spider-Gwen. And smash. So, there you have it. Mr. Fantastic at number 10. At number 9, we have Psylocke, and she was very high on my original list. I think I had her at like number 4 or 5. And I think I still really enjoy playing with her a lot. But adding this costume from House of M was a fantastic addition. Psylocke is probably my favorite X-Men character. I mean, if we're not counting Deadpool, which, you know, the argument is there that he's somewhat X-Men, somewhat now Avengers, somewhat absolutely nothing at all. But they've got her X-Force costume, but the House of M costume. This was one of my favorite costumes of all time in Marvel Heroes, and I just love her. I think she does a really great job with all of her kind of kinetic attacks. Just a great character that I enjoy playing with. Might not be for everybody, but I love her a lot, so let's check her out. So she has a really good slam attack, and then her basic attack really does well in just slashing. She's a great hack and slash character, dashes really well, but where she really makes up for it, I think, is some of her attacks. She's got a nice charge attack, a little shuriken attack that she can spam. She synergizes as well with a lot of characters. I love that attack right there. I love that type of attack, where it just kind of explodes out. You get that butterfly effect with her energy blast, and it just really portrays her very well as a character. That move right there, where she kind of like shurikens up a little bit, that one, not always the easiest to hit, because a lot of times you'll just actually launch right into just a regular jump attack. So if you don't, like, if you run out of energy and whatnot, but I don't know, I love her, like, honestly, and I think this is just really a personal thing, because I just love the character so much, and I think that's what it's all about. I think that for a lot of people with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, that's what they like the most about these type of characters, is what they personally feel for them. And then when you hit her extreme attack, just a wave of kinetic energy in a sword blast. Might not seem like it does a ton, but it really does. So there we have at number 9, Psylocke. At number 8, we have Invisible Woman, and as you can see, I have used her quite a bit, already at level 266. And I don't know, man, like, she is a powerhouse. She's got some really great moves, some really great spammable moves. This is her default costume, as you can see. She goes invisible. I think what I love about her the most is doing the epilogue with her is really great, because she's able to, like, dash through those awful celestial laser attacks. So let's go ahead and check her out. Alright, so first things first, she has this awesome wall move that does a lot of damage, and it also blows people back. Then there's this really great spammable move, where she's basically on repeat, shooting out these little force bubbles that she's known for. Her basic attack is just a nice little punch, and she shoots out like this little bubble. And then this, she has a little bit of knockback. Oops. And then she also has this cool blast move. And finally, well, I walked into that. She has this move where she gives everybody like a little force bubble, which is really helpful. Does a little bit of extra protection. But I just spam this move a lot, and then just spam her little bubble attack. It's perfect. She also flies, and as you can see, when she dashes, she goes invisible, which helps in that one little celestial area. And then she hits a really awesome ultimate. So it's really a useful character. I really enjoyed her, and of course, she flies. So at number 8, we had Invisible Woman. At number 7, we have Iceman, and I don't think I really appreciated Iceman when he first came out as much as I do now. But watching my buddy Free Willy Rocks play him quite a bit definitely kind of changed my tune. I think they really did a good job with some of his costumes. They seem a little same-ish, but at the same time, they're very different. And I don't know, man, like, he's a lot of fun to play. He has like a lot of really great moves. I think I've seen a lot of people upset that his mid-air slide does not do ice damage. So I do want to point that out in this video, by the way, because I get a lot. There's a guy that tweets about it often, and you know, I get it. Like, he's Iceman. It should definitely do whatever, have the ice trait and whatnot. But otherwise, like, I don't know. I just really love him. He's a great character and a lot of fun to play. Has some really great moves, and the costumes definitely help. This one right here is definitely one that I think a lot of people don't necessarily appreciate enough. But let's go ahead and check out Mr. Bobby. All right, so we get him here in action, and as you can see, he slides. Got a nice little slash with a big slam at the end. He kind of has the same type of attack that I think it was Sue Storm has with his basic attack. He's got this awesome little blast right there. Slam attack. Big blast attack that you can spam. Love that. And then a big wall. A lot of really big slam attacks. And bam. A little toss. Tossing some blades down here. And then so yeah, I really do like him. I love the way he slides here. He's got a nice little air slide here. Reminds me of Lego Marvel Superheroes 1, where we would take Iceman and slide all the way across the map with him. All of his moves are really just fantastic. And I actually feel like I slept on him a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I think the last DLC was just, let's do his extreme. Pulls up this huge Iceman. I mean, that's one of the coolest extremes in the game by far. But yeah, I can't believe I slept on him. He's fantastic, and that is why Iceman is number 7. At number 6, we have Deadpool, and I want you to know, Deadpool was number 1 on my list when we started this, when the game first launched. He is one of my favorite characters in all of Marvel Comics, and I do still love him, but the DLC characters were strong, and 4 of them dropped him all the way down to number 6, plus a character that was number 2 before actually leapfrogged over him. The more that I played the characters, the more I enjoyed another character over Deadpool. And there's one move that he does in particular that I love spamming, that it's just a little slow. And I don't quite know, you know, that he's going to translate for everybody, but I love him. I hate this costume, by the way. Nobody knows how to get the standard version that I'm aware of as of making this video, though. So we've got those. I'm actually going to leave him with this costume. I will also say that I appreciate this one the most because it was really hard for me to get. So let's go ahead and check out Deadpool in action. Alright, so Deadpool obviously fell a lot on my list, and that's really a shame because Deadpool is one of my favorite characters. This move right here has always been my big favorite, but the reason why he fell a little bit is because the move is a little slow. Everything else is actually really good. And I like them a lot, but there's just a lot of really great characters. And when I consider all the characters that ended up like coming out after that kind of replaced him, it just became hard for me to like keep him up where he was. Plus, there is one character that did not, that was number 2 before and ended up passing him. I enjoyed him a little bit more. He is still good. I think I'm not as down as a lot of people, but also his extreme attack, if you could aim it better, I think I would enjoy it more. But that's why he kind of came down a little bit to number 6. At number 5, we have the Human Torch. And I have to say, I did not expect to enjoy him anywhere near as much as I do. But I think the reason why I enjoy him a lot, as I did in Marvel Heroes, is because he plays a lot like Nova, or how I would expect Nova to play. And you know, nobody knows how to get the alternate Fantastic Four costume while I'm making this video, by the way. So if you know how, cool, let me know. Anyway, he plays a lot like Nova. He's got really great visual effects. He's just a fun character. I really enjoy playing with him. Definitely have to shout out my buddy Free Willy Rocks, who was leading the train when we were playing through a lot of this. I think he got him to 300 like right away. So, and I've just gone back and played him more, and you know, he's a big Iceman, Human Torch guy, and I can see why. And that's why, I mean, they're on my list for me, not him, but you get what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and check him out, and you'll understand why. So with Human Torch, I mean, he's pretty much everything that I would have hoped Nova would have been, which is why I think I love him the most. He has this one dive bomb attack that is just epic. He's got the fire beam attack, and then his ultimate is fantastic as well. Just a huge vortex of fire. And here we go. There's his dive bomb attack, which I love, which is great. And then, you know, his flame throwing, and then his other attack. I mean, these are just really great moves. Obviously, he flies as well. But man, Human Torch is everything I really could have hoped he would be. And I think a lot of people will also enjoy him. And again, I just think he plays a lot like I would have imagined Nova would have played, except without the fire. So that is why the Human Torch is at number 5. At number 4, you will kneel before Doom. That's right, Dr. Doom. Look at that. This is our 4th Fantastic Four character on this top 10 list. They hit it out the park with this, and I wish I could say I had his 2099 costumes, but I don't. As of making this video, it is a very big challenge. You have to do a level 270 gauntlet for quite a while, so I'm waiting to do that. But yeah, I got him right to level 300. He is actually one of my first 4 characters to 300, and for such a great reason. This God Emperor Doom costume is just incredible, and I absolutely love it. I really, really, really love playing as Doom. And I'm not even necessarily like the biggest Doctor Doom fan per se, or even the Fantastic Four, which is why it's crazy to me just how well they did with all of these characters. But let's go ahead and check him out. He's got some really great powers, and he feels like you would expect powerful. One of, honestly, I would say, after Thanos, probably in my opinion, the second biggest bad, you know, villain in all of the Marvel Universe. So let's check him out. So Dr. Doom is everything that you would hope he would be. Just those crazy attacks. He's got, let's just hit his ultimate right here. Love his God Emperor Doom costume. Just so powerful. And then you can actually do some of his extremes. He calls them like little droid robots to fight for him. He's got a spammable attack that you can hit him with. Eventually. So right there is his little spammable projectile attack. Notice that it's got a really huge spread. And then, he's got such great moves. I absolutely love him. And that is why Dr. Doom is at number 4. At number 3, we have Jean Grey, the Phoenix, and look at that red classic Phoenix costume. Absolutely a great character, lives up to the power that you would expect from Jean Grey, aka Marvel Girl, aka the Phoenix. Now, this is a pretty appropriate costume, I feel, given the whole House of X and Powers of X. How she's kind of back as Marvel Girl. Not my favorite version of her, but very timely with the release. And, you know, I played her a ton. She has a Cleansing Flames that basically gives you almost unlimited energy power. And her powers are just absolutely fantastic. And this costume right here is definitely one that was tough to earn, and I'm pretty happy to have it. So let's go ahead and check her out in action. So right off the bat, we'll go ahead and throw down this projectile right here. And as you can see, every time I use an attack, she's gaining the energy right back. So I can just sit here and spam that, just throw another one down, and then right back at it. And we just absolutely crush everybody. She's got some really powerful, like, blast powers. She's got a charge attack, and yeah, Miles is going to be just absolutely decimated in just a moment. And if you hold down, I think it might charge. There's a couple characters where the attacks charge. That is actually not one of them. So you can sometimes feel it, but in any event, the Phoenix is one of the most powerful characters, Omega level characters in all of the Marvel Universe, so it should reflect, and I feel like they did a fantastic job in making it do so. So that is why Phoenix, one of my, actually my first level 300 is at number 3. At number 2, we have Thor, which is exactly where he was on my last list, except he leapfrogged over Deadpool on this list, and would have been my number 1 character if I had played a little bit more with him on the last one. But yeah, man, my dog's name is Thor. You saw him earlier in the video. Maybe you're looking at him now. And I'm a huge fan of Thor. I love his powers. He feels like Thor. And I can't, like, he's level 300 for me. The third character I got to level 300. I don't love that they used Ultimate Thor as his alternate costumes, but, you know, I understand he's a popular version, but I end up just kind of sticking with his default most of the time. But yeah, just a powerful character, has some really fun moves to use, and I think he's phenomenal, and I would use him. He's my first choice in most cases, if not for the number 1 character just being so OP, but don't take my word for it. Let's check him out in action. So Thor was number 2 previously on my list, and he is still number 2 now, but he did leapfrog ahead of Deadpool, mostly because I just enjoy using him more. I enjoy his powers more. That move right there, his kind of hurling his Mjolnir around, is so great, so spammable, absolutely love it. And then his extreme attack, I feel like, is just a lot more powerful, and it's kind of like goes in a circle. It's just a lot easier to use. So also he's got like this power right here that you can synergize a lot, but really it comes down to just spinning. This is kind of like Thor's version of spin to win, just absolutely flocking people. I don't know why I said flocking. I don't know. It's live. I'm trying to concentrate on not looking like an idiot too. But yeah, man, Thor, I ended up enjoying him more than Deadpool since I made that video, and I'm ashamed of it. My dog's name is Thor. His name is not Deadpool. So yeah, that is why Thor is still at number 2, but ahead of the character that was number 1 on my first list. So who is number 1 going to be? It's not going to be much of a surprise. Maybe you can see him right now. That is right. Number 1, we have our secret character. A little bit of a controversy, if you will, but Infinite Thanos. And as you can see, there is a new version of Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. You are basically playing as the boss version of Thanos. I love his Annihilation costume, and yeah, this version of Thanos honestly makes the game feel like the way it was supposed to be played. I actually feel like a superhero when I play this. Look at his ISO 8 here. He does not have ISO 8. He has all the 6 Infinity Stones, as you can see. You gotta change ISO 8, you can't, because each of the stones is here. You've got Reality Stone, Soul Stone, Time Stone, Mind Stone, Space Stone, and Power Stone. So all of these do just very specific things for him, and basically gives him like every power in the game. I mean, he is just an absolute monster, and you know, you have to beat the game. Not the game, you have to beat the new DLC, the Epilogue, on Ultimate difficulty to get him, and you get him at level 230. So just a monster of a character, and like I said, when I play the game, it feels like I want to play the game. The character is so strong and he's so survivable. It's why I haven't even bothered to level him up to 300. I'm just letting him level naturally as I play through things and use him to... I've helped some people get through ultimate mode. And yeah, man, let's check him out in action. All right, so here he is, and just watch this, okay? These are just basic attacks where he basically just wrecks people. I know he's getting knocked back a little bit here, but he phases through. You can literally just sit here and spam these attacks non-stop, and they're just gonna absolutely destroy people. Just went through Miss Marvel right there like butter. This is without even doing anything. His basic moves here are great. He does have a lot of moves where you can actually power them up a little bit. The one thing that's different about him is he does not synergize. He's only ability attacks, but he is just an absolute monster. Look at the way he just... he's a stun machine. He gets people into stun like nothing. I know he has a beam attack that if you charge it up fully, it like automatically stuns people. I'm not doing that move right because you can actually aim this. This actually gets people... There's the beam attack. So if you charge this all the way up, it will actually like just... Look at that. And if you do it on a boss, it will actually pretty much put them right in the stun. I mean, it's insane how epic he is. And this is the way the game should feel. My biggest problem with this game is a lot of times I don't feel like leveling matters. I don't feel like you're strong enough. You know, I don't feel like I'm a superhero when I'm playing on like this being a level 58 Rift, or 48 Rift, I think. And I'm like still getting kind of, you know, pushed back, and, you know, if I don't pay enough attention, I can die. But then you actually can bring up, he's got his extreme attack open. He'll also freeze people with those, basically those diamonds. But here's what I love about his extreme attack. Watch the stun meter. Eventually gets to a certain point, it will just stop. So he will stay in a state of stun a little bit longer. And that is going to happen with virtually every boss. Alright, it is insane how powerful he is. He is, like, at level 300, the top character in almost every single statistical category. And when he's not at the top, he's in, like, the top 2 or 3. This is the best character in the game. That is not even open for debate. Whether or not you have fun with him, I don't know. I can't think of another character that's more fun, because to me, I love playing games and feeling like a superhero, okay? So there you can see I kind of guided where that went. I believe this will drain people's abilities and give you their health back. So I believe the enemies that I'm attacking, like anyone in that kind of bubble, I'm getting their health back. But man, just look at that. We just crushed through that. Anyway, that is my top 10 characters. Thanos being number 1, it should not be a surprise. I hope you guys enjoyed. And what do you think? Who are your top 10 characters, or even just your favorite characters in general in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3? And if they did add more, who do you wish they added the most? All right, we'll see ya.